Preparedness, we have a very comprehensive plan, and it's over 400 pages long, and we do a lot of training with our hurricane preparedness plan and disaster recovery as well, just in case anything happens. The building contains, is built to a category 5. All the windows are structured, they're strong, they can withstand winds up to 200 miles an hour. You know, we have shutters on those areas that we can. The front area, we've got a lovely reception here which is full of glass, which is very nice, but during the hurricane period we tape these up for safety reasons, make sure people keep away from the windows, things like that. Our area around the building is cleared of all debris, so all our drains are clear and everything like that. All our fuel and everything is all stored correctly and in a safe place, so nothing can happen to that. We do have issues occasionally when cars move or flying debris, hence the reason why it's important to make sure we remove all of our debris around the building. Roofs and things like that on the building are exactly the same. They're guaranteed, they're under insurance, but they will withstand very hard force winds from hurricanes. A lot of preparation goes into it, a lot of pre-thought goes into it. As you're aware, the hurricane season starts from 1st of June and goes through to the 30th of November. And during that period, our main hurricane period or disaster period is normally around September. So that is one of the areas we build up to. But before we do that, we have two sections. We have one of the infrastructure and we have one on the clinical side. So our infrastructure side is basically about looking after the building, making sure our generators are serviced, our gardens are serviced, making sure it's all down, it's all low, there's no flying debris can be about. It's also about sort of educating people in regards to home plans as well as house plans and getting their own safety routes and things like that. So once we've got all our vehicles, all our infrastructure serviced, all our air conditioning serviced and everything like that, then the building is ready for any instruction we receive from DDME. People may not be aware that, but we do get instructed from DDME on whether we close down the building or whether a hurricane's approaching. We do monitor them ourselves, but obviously we are led by DDME. If they give us the go-ahead, then what we normally do, for 3 days during the hurricane or the peak of the hurricane, we would lock down the building, lock all our doors, cover our windows, put our shutters down and everything like that, and then once we're in. 3 days in the building while we look after our patients, those that cannot go home at all. So during that period, any patients we do have, such as OR cases, dialysis patients and things like that, we will either treat them early and ask them to be at home, or we'll bring people in to be treated early and then go home. If there are any patients awaiting treatment that can wait until after a hurricane, again, we would normally send them home. We also take on 36-week pregnant mothers into the building just in case, and we house them in our OPD area. So if anything does happen, they're in the right place to be treated correctly and looked after. Prior to the hurricane season, obviously what we're looking at is we're looking at our stores, we're looking at our blood supplies, we're looking at stocks, we're looking at food, we're looking at water, all of which we build up prior to the hurricane season. So should there be any problems with transport or island-wide outages or anything like that, ferries can't get in, anything like that, we have enough stock to survive, last, and be able to treat and care for our patients the best we possibly can. We have a disaster committee, and it covers all disasters, but a lot of our issues are hurricanes, as we're aware. We live in the Caribbean, and our training covers all aspects of hurricanes, communication, how we deal with them, what should be expected. If people are in lockdown, what they bring with them, you know, what can be expected while you're spending time in the hospital, what to do with water, what to bring in. There's bedding you've got to bring in, you know, canned foods, goods like that, what the food will be like when you're in here and what can be expected, your sleeping arrangements, and then obviously the most important thing is getting you home after the hurricane has passed and we can get people back to their normal routines.